Okay, it is now live. So let's give 1 more minute. Hi, Wani, do you know whether Pradesh will join or not?
I think he was supposed to join. Let me ping him. Give me 1 minute.
Thank you. Let me share today's agenda.
Mm. He is joining in 1 minute. Yeah.
Okay.
He joined. He joined. Hey, Prakash.
Hey, hi. Sorry for being late.
Hi, Pradesh. So let's start it. So as you see in the screen, I'm sharing is today's agenda. So I think today we still have room to discuss some issues or any topics you want to bring to the community. So if no topics and if we have time, so we will try the issues by end of this meeting. Okay. So firstly, let's talk about the notation 1.2 release. So we did the beta release last week, and from our side, we started testing. So I'm not sure whether Pritesh or Wani, you will be able to test the beta 1 release from your side.
We can do a quick sanity check.
Yeah, it will be very helpful. You can testing beta 1 towards your testing environment. And according to our plan, we will have RC1 release next week. So basically, we give around 2 weeks for testing beta 1 and fixing issues. And after RC1, next week, then we will wait for 1 additional week. If no critical issues identified, we will cut a stable release by August 16th. So that's the plan. Okay, and we already identified some issues. I think Pritesh, you are already reviewing those PRs. Thanks for you doing that. So there could be new issues reported. So we needed to collaborate closely for fixing those issues. Okay. The next thing is I would like to align the notation 1.2 release methods. So this time, because we will not release blob sign, right? And also, there are already some code or specifications in respective repos. So I would like to align the release method. So previously we briefly discussed it and we agreed that we will not include the blob sign. So this time I just want to confirm because it is related to the implementation of releasing. So for the repo related to code, notation go, and the notation core go, the proposal is that the code of blob sign will remain in the main branch, and we will cut a release branch from main branch. For example, starting from RC1 release. And on the release branch, we will remove blob sign related code. So Pritesh, Wani, any comments on this method?
And so we'll move the code to feature branch separately. Yeah. If we remove a code from release. Oh, sorry, my bad. I'm like, yeah, so we will create a new branch and cut a release from the new branch, right? Where we won't
Yeah,
depict the blob signing code. Yeah. Sounds good to me.
yeah. The blob sign code is in main branch, and we cut a release branch, and on the release branch, we remove related code for blob sign. Okay. The next is that this time we also need to release specification. The version is 1.10 for Notary Project specification. So actually there are two options. So the first option is similar as the notation repositories that we keep the blob sign specifications in main branch, and we cut a release from main branch, and we just release it, which means that the blob sign will also be included in the 1.1 release. And in this case, it is just the implementation of specification 1.1, for example, notation, does not include blob sign feature, but the specification will include blob sign. The option 2 is that cut a release branch from main, but remove specification related to blob sign. So that means the specification release will not including any specifications related to blob sign. So from my side, I prefer the option 1, that the specification including blob sign. So I would like to discuss this with you because this has not been clearly discussed previously.
In my opinion, we should remove it from release branch because we haven't tested it, right? There is no RC for the implementation or anything. But we can again come and modify the specification again.
Yes, I agree with Pritesh that we should choose option 2, because once we release the specification, someone else would implement it, but it's not verified yet.
Okay, I think that makes sense from that point. Yeah, that makes sense because the part that we related to blob sign introduced in the specification was not verified. Yeah, from that part it makes sense. So any comments from others?
I'm thinking that specifications can be prior to the implementation. And the fact is that we already have some functionalities and scenarios defined in the specifications, but have not been implemented in notation and notation libraries. So I'm thinking that it doesn't matter that we can involve the features and scenarios that that are for future, but we can mark it as in our milestone, in our future milestone, or in our roadmap. It's not implemented yet. Sometimes I think the specifications is always ahead of the implementation, right? So I'm thinking that if we have a upcoming plan to implement the block signing, maybe in the next release or in notation 1.4, I think it's not a big deal to include notation block signing specifications in the current release.
I agree there, but I'm more worried about not testing the specification and implementation, and if there are any accommodation which we need to make. And if the accommodations are not backward compatible, we will have to do a major version bump in specification, even though technically it's a new feature addition. It's just more about the uncertainty or anything new if we discuss, which we might find during implementation.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
many times we have that pattern as well, where during implementation we go back and refine the spec, right? So I think it makes sense. Option 2 makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. I will change my preference. I also think option 2 is the best because the specification we at least at this moment we are not confident. So if we release it, then it's a minor release, right? That means some other teams, organizations, they can start implementation. But however, because it is not fully verified by ourselves, so this may introduce any backward capability issues and also some specification because it is not verified, so it could be wrong. So I think option 2 is the best way for releasing. I'm just checking. So, is it easy to remove those specification related to block sign from implementation point of view?
I'm not sure
Uh,
if there will be much conflict, but technically it was introduced as a single PR, but there might be conflicts.
From implementation side, it's not hard. It's one PR.
Okay. Okay, thanks. Okay, I think for this one specification 1.1 release, we also aligned the release method. So we will not, as the notation repositories, we will not release block sign specifications. Okay, that's for the first topic. Moving next, the second one is to align the 1.3. So why I bring this up since 1.2 is still not released yet because as you know that we have the scheduled security audit starting from middle of September. And as we communicated previously, we will including 3 major features. So timestamping, block signing, and the revocation checking with CLR. However, block signing we couldn't release, right? So the feature will be timestamping and revocation checking with CLR. And because we have the delayed release for 1.2, so that means if we manage to release 1.2 on August 13th. That means we only have 1 month for another release to include revocation checking with CIL. So I'm thinking that the security audit is not good that we postpone it again. So we'd better stick to the plan, and this plan is aligned with the security audit team. However, we still want to have the replication checking with the CIL included in the audit. So actually the work on the CIL was already started, and currently Junjie is working on this. So that I'm thinking that we may need to do a very quick release in 1 month for security audit purpose to have 1.3. So that means in 1.3, the only or the prioritized feature is CIL. So for other things, if we cannot make it based on current milestone, there are a lot of other issues we can do the triage later. So for other things we cannot make it, we may need to move to the next milestones. I'm checking Pritesh's message. Should we target?
Yeah, I was wondering, should we target 2.0 as a next release instead of doing 1.3? Because we should probably flip to using reference API as a default behavior.
That means we also need to plan the referral API, right?
Yes. We can delay this release by somewhat if we want to, but it looks like we should target it 2.0 as a next release.
So here is the same. Yeah. I think if we, we have the security audit, right? So, in September. So that means, if we want to target the 2.0, by that time, that means we need to include CLL check and also the referral API, right? These two features. Then because the referral API will have breaking changes, so we bump up the major version.
So we don't need to do a release for security audit, right? We can have an alpha release during that time, use it for security audit, and just do like 2.0 alpha for timestamping, and then same time we can add a new release for that 2.0 with revocation, reference API as a default behavior.
Yeah, I'm not sure whether, for example, alpha release is okay for the audit. And so any comments from other folks?
What's the full version of the alpha version? Is that 2.0.0 dash alpha 1?
I think that is a proposal by Pritesh. So after 1.2 release, we will plan 2.0. And for the security audit, it doesn't have to be a stable version. So at that time, we can cut alpha.1 release, 2.0.0 alpha.1 release, which including, I think, which including at least the CLL checking.
I think we can release two versions. So after the 1.2 version, we can release two versions. That is the 1.3.0
that's the stable version, and the other is the 2.0.0 alpha 1. So we can release two versions at the same time. And after that, we are starting maintain two versions. So basically, we will have no more minor versions for the V1 version, but we will have patch versions for the VR version. And then we will iterate on the V2, like beta 1, beta 2, RC1, RC2, something like that. How about that? And if something are good, really good in the V2, we can backport to the V1 and have 1.4.
Yeah, this is one option. That means after 1.2, we will have a two branch, right? 1.3, including CL checking, and 2.0 with other features, including the referrals API.
Actually, just two branches. One is the main branch, which we will develop the 2.0, and we will create another V1 branch for checking the V1 stuffs. Actually, Oroscope already doing that. That is the Oroscope V2 is developing on the main branch, and we are maintaining the Oroscope V1 in the V1 branch.
Do we need to have a I mean, you also mentioned the 1.3. Do we need to have a 1.3 for security audit or
Yes, exactly. So I think we should have 1.3 for security audit, and that's a stable release. And then we continue iterating on the 2.0 alpha 1, and then beta 1 stops. Because eventually, customers will only use the stable versions. I don't think they will attempt the preview versions.
yeah, that is also I'm thinking if the audit is on the alpha release, but obviously it is alpha release, we will including more things in beta release. So that means the audit is not really on a stable version. So there will be new things introduced. What do you think, Pradesh, the proposal from Shui? That means that we will have a stable release for security audit, but for the main branch, we will iterating the 2.0 features. And once we have the referrals API features included, we can cutting alpha release earlier if you don't want to test it.
It's just that we would have to do more releases. I was trying to cut down number of releases, the effort required there, but I'm fine if I do it that way. And if I remember correctly, for notation 1.0 release, when did we do security audit? It was after 1.0 release or before that?
Sorry, can you say it again? You didn't hear it clearly because some noise around my house.
Okay, so I'm just saying like it's fine to do that. It's just that we would have to do two additional releases, which I was trying to avoid. It's like just effort I was trying to avoid. But yeah, I'm fine with that. So it would be like on September 16, we will cut two releases, one alpha and one 16. Oh, we won't even cut a next release, right? We'll just switch. We will have 1.3 in a separate branch, and we'll have a main branch tracking 2.0 now after that. Is that the intent?
Yeah, I think it is 1.3 for audit as Wani said, including the CRL. And for the main branch, we were working on the 2.0 features, and which including, of course, the referrals API, right? So if the referrals API by that time, the feature was in the main branch, and we would like to have a user to test it, we can cut 2.0 alpha release for a referrals API, but that release will not be used for security audit. For security audit, it will be 1.3, including CRR and timestamp. And it is a stable release. And after that, we may do some bug fixings or security advisories for 1.3 stable release, and we may need to release patch for 1.3. Then after that, we will. I think that release is audited and with good quality, and the customer can use it. And in parallel, we iterate 2.0 features in mind.
It sounds good to me. It's just that for notation, I think we did in security RC release, not 1.0, if I remember correctly. So it should be fine doing if we want to do alpha with alpha release, we can do the security audit. Because we tried with RC last time.
Yeah, we do
Yeah,
it on RC last time. Yeah.
I'm fine with any either of the approach. It's just that we should try to get that out as soon as possible. The reference API support, because this flag is confusing.
Yeah. I understood that the flag is important. I totally understood the referrals API's importance. That's also the reason that in 1.2, at least from verification point of view, we try our best to comply to the 1.1 and without introducing any backward capability, right? So that is what we did in 1.2. But unfortunately, for the signing part, it will be a breaking change. Otherwise, we will include it in 1.2 as well. Yeah, I understood the importance of the reference API, and I think we could start the work in the main branch in parallel, I think, if we want to have it earlier for 2.0 release.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, so just a summary. So after 1.2, we will have a 1.3, including CRL for security check, and we probably release 1.3 before September 16th. So the security audit team can start the audit work. And in the main branch, we will, in parallel, iterating the 2.0 work, including the reference API. Okay. So that also means that because we have a very short release time after 1.2, and Junjie currently is already started working on CR related work. So Pritesh, please help to reviewing those PRs so that we can secure the release time and also start early on the 2.0 work. Okay. That's for the second topic. Do you have any else? Any other topics you would like to discuss? If not, I will proceed to triage the issues.
I was looking for that email that came from Steve about the project spotlight session for the Cloud Native Club. Is this something we want to discuss here, or you want to wait for Todd to be back?
Yeah, I also checked the mail. So from Toddy's opinion, because he will not he will have vacation and also some other things. So Toddy's suggestion is that when he comes back, uh, Steve can schedule some some work related to this. That is Toddy's timeline. So I'm not sure whether Wani, from your side, you also have some ideas on this, or you would like to also engage on this spotlight session.
Sure, I'll get back on this, E, and I'll connect with
Yeah.
Todd. Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks. Please think about that. So if you also have some ideas or you would like to engage on this session, we can discuss, yeah, with Toddy together through mail probably. By the way, Cody couldn't join the I think the committee meeting for the next month, the August, due to time zone difference. So if you have anything you would like to discuss with Cody, I think you can reach out to him by Slack or by mail.
Sure, E, I'll do that.
Okay. So any other topics you would like to discuss? If no, I will proceed to triage issues. Okay. So let's start it with the milestones. Okay. So we started from the notation core goal library. So for the core goal 1.2, we don't have any issues or PRs, sorry, opened. So let me check the PR. So those PRs are not related to the 1.2, right? I just want to confirm with, I think the CIL will be in 1.3. How about this one? Patrick, will this be
Yes, this one will be
required for
1.2.
1.2?
Yes, this one is targeted 1.2.
Okay, then I will mark the milestone. Okay, for this one, because I think we have a related issue. Yeah, I think we have this issue. And this issue is in 1.3, which is correct. And by the way, Patrick, for this refractory, there's no issue related to it, right? It's just a PR, right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, that's fine. So for the notation protocol, we have one PR for 1.2.
And there will
oh,
be one more PR in notation go after this PR gets merged.
Okay. Okay. So for 1.3, currently we have a CLL. And this one, let me check. Okay, this is the issue that Junjie found and planned for 1.3. Okay. We keep this issue here. So as I said, for 1.3, the most critical one is CL checking for security audit. So if we cannot manage it to fix this issue, it will be moved to the next release, next milestone for notation protocol. Let's take a look at the issue of notation core growth. These are the two we just talked about. I think this issue was created very early. At that time, we created this new repository notation core and also doing some refactoring work. I would like to know, because this is code related, I would like to know, Shui, Patrick, and Pradesh, whether we needed to keep this issue, or we can close it and create a new one in the future if required.
I don't remember about any dead code. You
I'm not seeing any dead code in notation Corgo. Maybe we can close this issue.
Yeah, I think we can close it because it is the almost 2 years ago. Yeah, we can create
Yeah,
a new one related to the dead code if needed.
I
Sorry,
don't think we have that. Yeah, I don't think we have that code now. Even
okay.
if we have, if it's exposed, we cannot delete them.
Sorry, can you say it again?
Okay, so I don't think we have that code in our code base for the notation Kogo. So even if we have that code, that is, but they are exposed or exported, then we cannot delete them because someone else maybe using them. So that's it. But if they are not exported, I think our link will just have a warning, and I think Patrick and Junior will notice that.
okay. Yeah,
So we
so
can
back
close
to
this
the
issue.
issue. Yeah, I think we can close it. Okay, then we go to notation go. We check the milestone first. Uh, 1.2. We still have one each opened. It's about error messaging. And Junjie has a PR with it. So if we would like to have this issue included in 1.2, we'd better review this PR. I think before end of this week. Otherwise, we may not include it. Shui or Pradesh, can you take a look at this issue or this PR?
Sure, I can take a stab.
Yeah, I'm pasting
Yes.
in the chat. Okay, this is the issue. So let me check the victim here. So this one is related to CLL. This one is what we just talked about. This one, Pradesh, I think it is also an old PR. Is it still valid?
No, we can close this anyway. It would be like build would be failing, and yeah, I cannot do it on top of this. I can close the PR. I will close the PR actually.
Okay, thank you.
Let me close that.
Okay, then back to the milestone 1.3. This is for CLL. This is also for CLL. I think we can yeah, this is what we discussed the last in last committee meeting, and we aligned the scope for 1.3. I think we can remove the charge. Okay, this one. Okay, this is about this constant not exported. So I think this is yeah, this issue is it makes sense, and also the milestone is correct, right? 1.3.
Yes, I think so.
Pritesh, do you have any comments on this one?
No.
Okay. Then we keep the plan for 1.3. But as I mentioned, this for 1.3, the important thing is for CRL. So if it cannot be fixed, we will move to the next milestone. Okay. Okay. I would like to take a look of our specification 1.1 release, the milestone. There are quite a few issues opened. As we know, that 1.1 is mainly for the timestamping work. And yeah, let's take a look whether some issues we needed to address in 1.3 or in yeah, for the specification, we may also need the 2.0 for the referrals API, right? So let's take a look at this, this one. Okay, this one is actually from Minnie's comments. Talking about one line was removed. So I will check this issue again to see whether the removed line was added back. If not, I may create a PR accordingly based on Minnie's comment. Okay, so I will check this one, and I try to get it done this week so that we can meet the release timeline for 1.1. I think this one is for the referrals. So at that time, Rakesh created this issue talking about the referrals changes. Yeah, so for this issue, I think we couldn't do it in 1.1 release, so maybe we should consider it for 2.0, right? Because it will be a breaking change for the specification. What do you think?
Yep, it should go into .0.
Yeah, Shui, any comments from your side? This referrals API related changes should be 2.0, right? Not a minor release.
Uh, okay, can you scrolling up a bit? Sure. I think it's qualified to 0.0. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yes.
2.0.
It's 2.0. Yeah, it's 2.0. That's right.
2.0, right?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Sorry, there's some noise around my house, so sorry for that. So I think I will create a 2.0 milestone. Let me create it. Yeah, I will close 1.2 later once we think it is not useful. Okay. That's that. So the thread model for blob sign, this one will be moved to Pradesh. What's your estimation that for the blob sign, when can you start or continue the work for the blob sign?
I think based on, I'm not sure with the reprioritization and resource allocation that we have, I'm not sure if we will be able to take the implementation of blob signing, but definitely we can help on reviewing the PRs and things like that. Is this about?
Will you be able to continue working on this for 2.0? I just want to mark the milestone. If we are not clear, so maybe we should move it to future first.
Ritesh, is this something that we can take up, the threat model?
Practice job.
Oh,
Yeah,
it
Pradesh already dropped.
dropped, is it? Okay, I'll get back on that. I think this
Yeah.
one.
So yeah, so definitely this is not for 1.1. So please get back to us which milestone we can target.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, let's finish the rest of two issues. For this one, I think we also need the Pritesh comments. It was assigned to him previously. Yeah, I do think we need the Pradesh comment on this one. Yeah, so I can check this with Pradesh offline. Then this one. Yeah, actually, this one is talking about that actually currently we validate the subject distributed name, distinguished name with by checking the this field we strictly checking with ST. However, S is also an acceptable short name. That means this issue is asking for support of the short name S for state and the province. So I'm not sure whether we still have time to fix this. Actually, we need a small update on the specification and also a PR for specification for the short name S, and also I think it is notation library also needed to do a fix, right? Just to check with Patrick or Shui.
Yes. So maybe we could target it to 1.3.
Yeah. I think so we can try to fix it in 1.3 with CLL together. Okay. Yeah, it was already assigned to you, Patrick, and I will check the milestone. No, this is I think this is the specification, and also our next specification plan is 2.0, right? I think we will not release a minor release for specification. The next targeting will be the 2.0 with the referrals API breaking changes, and also this one, I think.
So I think it's time to think about backporting. So when we introduce something new in the 2.0, we actually can backport some of the features to the V1 specification.
So you mean that we can target the 2.0, but from implementation point of view, can be targeted for example, notation
No.
one.
It's not implemented. That is, we can have two versions of the specification. So basically, when we start writing the V2 specification, we can still have minor versions in the V1 versions. So
Okay.
basically, it's called backporting.
So you mean that we can have a 1.2 for this update, and maybe some other updates that we want to include it for 1.x releases, right?
Yes. Also, because maybe the backporting concept is new, I have pasted the Wikipedia link in the chat window so you can understand what is backporting.
Okay, thank you. So for this one, so if we for the backporting, so how to mark this issue properly? So it will be in both 1.2 and the 2.0, right? Shui, do you have any suggestions? So let's say if we want to fix this in notation 1.3, I mean, in notation 1.3, we want to do this fix. So we need the specification to be updated first.
So, okay. So basically, what's the next version of the specification? I mean, for V1.
The upcoming is 1.1.
Yeah, then we can target 1.1 and also add a label to it as V2. So basically, the specification update will be in both versions.
I think in that case we just need 1.1 as currently it is marked as 1.1. So if it is a small fix on the specification, maybe we can just do it and we release it so that we don't need to mark it for 2.0 because 2.0 will be based on the latest 1.0 release, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think for this issue, I will do it together with another smaller one, this one. And I try to create a PR for it so that we can include it in upcoming release. And from implementation point of view, if we cannot do it in notation 1.2, we can do it in 1.3. Okay. I think Wani also dropped. Yeah, that's for the 1.1 for the specification release. We just aligned. Yeah. Okay, we just about time. So thanks everyone. Have a nice day.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, everyone. Bye.